Almost immediately after Russia invaded Ukraine, we began to hear incredible stories of people all over the world who wanted to help Ukrainians. Some are raising money, others are sending medicine and supplies, but there are a few very brave folks. They are actually heading into this war zone and they want to fight. A Canadian veteran known as Wally is one of them, and according to Canadian media, he is one of the world's deadliest snipers, earning that reputation in Afghanistan in the fight against ISIS. Now, he's going to be taking aim at the Russians.
Canadian sources are now reporting the deadly sniper known as Wally has made his way to Ukraine to help. Carafano says his skills would be best used in a Ukrainian cityscape, targeting Russian forces abruptly with knowledge of quick places to hide.
People who are wondering what is going on, all right? We were part of the Georgian National Legion, the 102nd Ukrainian Territorial Defense, okay? Our base got fucked up. The base right next to us got fucked up. Americans, British, tons of British dead, all right? They're not saying nothing. They're counting our dead as their dead. They're trying to send us to Kiev with no fucking weapons, no kit, no fucking plates. The people who are lucky enough to get weapons are only getting magazines with like 10 fucking rounds, okay? When they wanted to send us to Kiev, we said no. Our whole group, a bunch of Americans, Canadians, British. So they told us we had to get the fuck out or they were going to shoot us in the back. People need to stop coming here. It's a trap, and they're not letting you fucking leave.
So now, you know, we're only getting the news here. Well, we do get it from RT and some from Sputnik. And as you may know, RT in the United States permanently closed down this week. And the only sides of the story we're getting here are that, I could give you the headlines. Russia pounds Ukraine cities. Russians capture crucial Black Sea port, bombing civilian targets. Russian assaults kill civilians in Ukraine. It's one after another that Russian, that was the Financial Times, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and another one from, this is the Wall Street Journal, Russia hammers civilian targets. So tell me what's going on there as you see it.
Well,
what you're hearing.
As I see it from on the ground here, in fact, I was at the front lines for 2 days. I got back yesterday. Today I was working on a written article. Tomorrow I'm going back to the front. So what I'm seeing is like what's happening. And I can tell you that all those periodicals that you just quoted from, you know, I have, you know, the greatest contempt for. You know, they exactly personify prostitution. You know, the only thing that you can do with any of those, particularly the New York Times above all, is know that everything that they say is a lie. And I don't mean just like colored by a few degrees of difference of opinion, but 180 degrees of the truth. And those headlines right there are perfect examples. The Russians really are being extremely careful not to harm civilians and not to have damage to civilian infrastructure. So what's happening now is that the Ukrainians are using civilians. They already know that they've lost this war. So they're using civilians as human shields. And, you know, and that is, I mean, that's, and so either the Russians can do what the U.S. and NATO does and just say, well, that's their tough luck and go in and flatten whole cities like they did in Fallujah, for example, or Sarajevo, or they can take their time and be careful, which is what they're doing. So when you see Russian smashes civilians, you know, that's not only a lie, it's the exact opposite, literally the exact opposite of the truth.
All right, now, before this started, the Russians coming in, now I heard, you know, contrary reports that there were 100,000 Ukrainian troops on the border of Donbass in that region.
150,000
150,000.
against about 30 to 40,000 of our guys defending along the line that's been basically the contact line for, since 2015.
Now, was there military action going on before this happened?
Absolutely. I mean, it's so funny that, all these, crybabies saying, oh, the Russian invasion and oh, the innocent civilians. This war didn't start last week. It started in 2014, in the summer 2014, with the anti-terrorist operation that was ordered by Joe Biden to crush the protests and the resistance by any means necessary. They used heavy artillery, they used tanks, they used, snipers, every terrorism effect that there was, aviation, airstrikes, and they've killed like at least 16,000 people that are, documented as dying already in this war, and which even the OSCE and the UN have both officially stated that 80% of the civilians that have been killed or wounded in this war have been on the Donbass Republic sides, killed and wounded by, Ukrainian army shells and bullets.
What's going on there now? Is there any warfare going on in the region where you are?
Yes, where I live in Donetsk, you got to understand that the front lines, the front combat lines of the city of Donetsk are basically the city limits. I'm basically right now in the center of the city, and less than 10 miles from here is the front line. Is less than 10 miles from here is the Ukrainian army, and so that's within all kinds of artillery range. It's within missile range. It's within death squad range, and they do have saboteur reconnaissance. Guys with hit lists running around in the city right now, as they have the whole time, but they're especially active now. I mean, within the hotel that I'm staying in right now in the center of the city, there were heavy artillery, either 120 or 152 millimeter artillery rounds impacting within 500 yards of this hotel yesterday.
My great fear is that the way that the Western media keeps pumping this up, and just as the people bought into the COVID war and all marched off to the orders, they're buying into this and they're going to march off again. And I'm just very concerned that this might become the beginning of World War III. The hatred that the American people have for all the Russian people is off the charts. War's a racket.
Yeah.
And that's all this is. It's a racket for the military-industrial complex.
And you think these bombings are being conducted by the central Ukrainian authorities?
Yes.